Last night, the Trump administration announced it's deploying 2,000 National Guard troops to Los Angeles following a second day of protests sparked by a series of ICE raids in local businesses. California Governor Gavin Newsom is condemning the troop deployment, calling it purposefully inflammatory and unnecessary. And needless to say, Attorney General Pam Bondi is already laying the groundwork for prosecutions aimed not just at protesters, but at anyone who stands in the administration's way. She tweeted, quote, "It doesn't matter if you're a judge, a member of Congress, or a protester in Los Angeles. If you obstruct or assault a law enforcement officer, this Department of Justice will prosecute you." Case in point, the Trump administration is continuing its effort to prosecute New Jersey Democratic Representative Monica MacIver over her attempt to conduct oversight at an ICE facility. On Wednesday, she'll appear in court for a preliminary hearing where she faces charges of allegedly assaulting an officer during that oversight visit. Despite House Republicans' move to censor and even expel her from Congress, Congresswoman MacIver isn't backing down, saying, quote, "It's all about power and retaliation for the Trump administration and the GOP. I'm the next person on their list, but I'm not going to roll over." Congresswoman LaMonica MacIver joins us now. Thank you so much for being with us. So you're reviewing the case. Really, it comes down to about 30 seconds of a confused scrum. And so after that happened, talk about that day. Just give us a little bit of a timeline of how this chain of events.
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be on with you all. We went there to conduct an oversight visit. I mean, obviously, everyone knows as Congress members, well, we would think everyone knows that we have the right to facilitate oversight visits at ICE facilities. And I went there with two of my colleagues, both Bonnie Watson Coleman and Rob Menendez, who represent New Jersey. We've done this before. Literally just a couple of months before, we went to a facility in Elizabeth, not too far from Delaney Hall, conducting the oversight visit. We were pushed back a little bit, but we still got our tour, no conflict, not a army of officers to come help us do this visit. And everything went smoothly. And we were doing the same thing at this new facility at Delaney Hall. It had just opened up a couple of days before, and they were receiving detainees. And there had already been kind of a back and forth if this facility was allowed to open up, if they had the right permits. And so that's what we went there for, to check everything out, make sure the facility was up to par, and to make sure detainees were being treated fairly and that they were getting their due right process there. And so we went there. Conflict broke out that was totally created by ICE agents and DHS. Afterwards, we were given our tour, which was what we were there for after hours of everything, of waiting.
So the moments in question, they didn't take you and handcuffed you.
No.
You continued on your tour.
No.
Okay.
We continued on our tour. They handcuffed and arrested the mayor, obviously, which is in every video for people to see. Outside of the facility, they arrested him. But after that, they took all three of us on our tour, offered us the beverage, and we were able to see the facility, which had some concerns. And then also, too, we were able to speak to a few detainees about how they were not getting access to speak to their lawyers, or they had not been able to have phone calls or see any of their family members. And so that is exactly what we went there for. We didn't go there to protest or anything. We went there literally to have an oversight visit. And afterwards, we were planning on having a presser to talk with, the public about what we actually saw.
And when
Congress. I'm sorry, someone was speaking to me. So later, a week went by, and we, got all of this back and forth from our U.S. acting attorney, Alina Habba. But more so, I found out about the charges via Twitter. People started calling me, "Hey, I see something on Twitter," and I'm like, "What's happening on Twitter?" I go on X, and that's where she posted that she was going to be charging me. The next day, my attorneys were able to locate the charges and kind of get the ball rolling on that. But we found out via X.
So, Congresswoman, let's talk more about those charges. You've been charged with assaulting law enforcement officers while conducting that oversight that you just walked us through. Your response to those charges, and do you think the word assaulting is doing a lot of heavy lifting here, and how easy it is for officials, the DOJ officials, to use that, particularly against you?
I mean, First of all, yes, I'm being charged with 2 counts of felony assault, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. But I just honestly think it's political intimidation. And as I always say, I'm just the next person on their list. We have been seeing since January 20th a list of, weaponizations from the Trump administration on different departments, and especially the DOJ, rather it's judges, political leaders that they're investigating. We constantly continue to see this behavior out of this administration. And I think it's definitely an overreach. And I'm looking forward to my day in court. I mean, I can't wait to get there, me and my attorneys, where facts are on my side and the facts are going to come out. And I look forward to that day. It's going to be bigger than any Fox headline, that's out there that they continue to put out there. And so really looking forward to court.
Congresswoman, the immigration policies of this administration and the deportation actions that they've taken have been something that you, members of Congress, are interested in, but also people around the country. We saw protests in Los Angeles and New York over the weekend. In LA, they will continue. But you also have the president saying that they are sending in the National Guard. They'll be there in the next 24 hours. I'm curious your reaction to the administration sending National Guard's troops to Los Angeles to quell these protests that we're seeing.
I mean, well, it's depressing to watch. I mean, it's a sad day for America to see this type of behavior, coming out of the Trump administration that we've been constantly seeing. Administration has been extremely important to my residents and the people that I represent in New Jersey, who is home to over 2 million immigrants, in our state. And so Trump's hateful immigration policies are at the doorsteps, in the backyards of the people that I represent. We've seen them be extremely cruel. Like, this is why we have this situation, because they are extremely cruel. Their policy is centered in cruelness. We've seen them deport children with cancer. We've seen them pick up students the last couple of days at school. We've seen them pick up people who are there for their court dates. We've seen them revoke student visas. I mean, literally, we have a whole list of things that they have done so cruel around immigration, and not just immigration, on everything that they do. They're snatching away health care from people. And so this is a cruel administration, and they're going to continue to exercise their cruelness. And people are tired. They are fed up. And this is why we see folks, fighting back, speaking out. And it's just unfortunate that now Trump is going to weaponize the military, weaponize the National Guards against Americans. Some folks who are out there protesting, we can't say that everyone that is protesting are illegals or, undocumented or in their term. We don't know that. And they're just going to weaponize these departments against Americans. It's very sad.
Congresswoman LaMonica McIver of New Jersey, thank you very, very much for coming to the weekend.